A class action lawsuit settlement has forced Philadelphia to reform parts of that city's controversial civil asset forfeiture program. The forfeiture laws have allowed police to seize property from citizens solely on suspicion of being involved with narcotics. The suit also established a $3 million fund to compensate victims who had their property taken away. Joining me now to discuss, Brian Silber, a former prosecutor and current civil forfeiture attorney. Brian, what are your thoughts?
Wow. I have a lot of thoughts, actually, to tell you about this. First, let me begin with civil forfeiture laws, when they were written, were good laws. These gave law enforcement a financial weapon to fight crime, and that's a good thing. You know, a drug dealer shouldn't be able to profit off his crimes, for instance. But here's the rub and here's the problem. It's abused. They're taking money from people who are actually innocent. This law is being over-applied, and they're casting too wide of a net where they're catching some of the bad guys, but a lot of innocent people too. And I'll tell you something. I take issue with the fact that there should be a prosecutor paid for money that was forfeited. That doesn't seem right to me. So well, I think I agree with that.
Brian, we've had this topic before on the show, and law enforcement tells me that we're all making a huge mistake here, that this is absolutely necessary to fight crime, to fund law enforcement, and that it would be a grave mistake to do any sort of reform, and certainly to get rid of it altogether.
I disagree with that. You know, whenever you have a situation where Americans are losing their property unlawfully, that's not the right course of action. And frankly, I don't even think that the law needs to be changed. It just needs to be applied properly. You know, the example you gave earlier of the person who lost a home over a small drug transaction, that violates the excessive fines clause of our Constitution. It should never be applied that way. They should use these laws to fight the real criminals, but not use them to collect money from innocent people. And that's where I take issue.